Alright, so obviously Chapter 4 Season 2 just came out today. I've played probably about 15 matches, and there's one thing I noticed 100%. You need a certain item in order to compete this season. So obviously last season we had the Shockwave Hammer for mobility and the bows. They were both extremely good. To complement that though, we had the Guardian Shield. That was extremely beneficial and useful. You could use it while rotating, you could use it defensively, you could use it to reboot. It was phenomenal. In addition, we had bunkers. So if you didn't have a hammer and you were getting shot, you could throw down a bunker for protection. In fact, competitive loved the bunkers. And then lastly, we had bushes. They worked similar to bunkers. A little worse than bunkers, but the same concept. So we had a lot of items to help us out. This season, it's way different. There's no bunkers, there's no bushes, there's no Guardian Shield. There's only one single defensive item, and it's a shield bubble, and it is so hard to find. I can rarely find them. So chances are you're not going to have very many. But the main mobility item this season, until the Eren Yeager stuff comes, is none other than the Kinetic Blade. This is the new and improved Shockwave Hammer. If you don't have one of these in your inventory and you're up against a mediocre to good player, you're probably going to die 9 out of 10 times. So not only can the Kinetic Blade attack for you in 2 different ways, it's the most mobile item we've probably ever had. You can use it 3 times in a row and it recharges. If you couple it with the Aerialist perk, you're pretty much unstoppable and you can cover a lot of ground. But in zero builds at least, if you don't have it, you're going to be a sitting duck. Since there's no more bushes, there's no more bunkers, there's no more Guardian Shield, you have to use your cover. You can't just run in the open anymore because you have no defense. So not only is the Kinetic Blade a great defensive weapon because you can get out of jail free by escaping, but you can also push people easily as well. So it's a well-rounded mobility offensive item. And like I said, if you don't have it, you're going to be in a world of trouble. Now luckily, it's easy to acquire. So you can buy it from hollow chests, the ones that require the keys. You can find it as floor loot. I think you can get it out of chests, although I'm not 100% sure on that. But more importantly, you can find it at certain locations 100% of the time. So if we take a look at the map right here, in the southeast aspect are all the new areas, obviously. And these round mounds of dirt or sand, they're almost like little dueling circles. That's where you can find 2 of them every single match, 100% spawn rate. So there's one right there. That's a little ways northwest of Mega City. If you go to the right, you can see that there's a temple right here. Just to the right of that, another one right here. If you look southwest of the crossing down here, there's one right here. And if you look southwest of Steamy Springs, there's also one right here. So plenty of locations to find these permanent spawns. And there could be more on the map, I'm not real sure. Those are the ones that I saw for sure. At least, so I highly recommend every match to grab one of these Kinetic Blades. Otherwise, you're going to be at a severe disadvantage. So I'm going to do a match right now, and I'll show you just how beneficial they are. So let's land right down here, southwest of Steamy, and I'll prove that 2 katanas spawn at each of these spots. So that's what the circle looks like. It's a giant, almost dueling ground. So as you can see, there's always 2. And usually there's nothing else nearby, just a bounty board. So you can also do the Mortal Kombat theme here. Test your might. Finish him. Okay, so as you can see, there's 3 charges. The first attack is the knockback slash, and you lunge forward and you do a quick slash, really clean. So that's good at knocking people backwards. It will literally send them flying. But it's the dash attack that you want. This is the one that actually will negate fall damage, and you can do it 3 times in a row. So watch this. Aim up, do it again, and look how high you are. Imagine if you had Aerialist. So it recharges insanely fast, 10 seconds, and then you can do it again. Just remember to look up, and there's no fall damage. It's just ridiculously fast charging and so good for mobility. So this is why you need one of these in your inventory at all times. Imagine it like the Shockwave Hammer. That's pretty much what it is, but a better version of it. And by the way, there's a perk you can get. Let's see if I can, oh, there's Aerialist. That's beautiful. So there's also a perk you can get. It's called Dignified Finish, I think. I don't have it yet, but Every time you get in a limb, it'll refresh your kinetic blade as well, which of course gives you more opportunity to dash. So you need one of these items in your inventory. Look, here's a guy on me right here. I don't know if this is a real person or not, but now look at me. I can get away easy because he doesn't have a katana. So I can just run free and in the wild. Now I do have a weapon. And just like that, he's cracked. I don't know if this is a real guy or not. Oh, it is a real guy. Real dead because he didn't have a katana. And look, because I have aerialist, I can also glide. I think this guy has a katana too, so he's chasing me. But this is why you got to have a katana at all times. You need it. Couple it with aerialist, and you're pretty much a one-force wrecking machine. And it just charges so fast. It's ridiculous. Oh, 2 safes right here. By the way, you can only hold 1 kinetic blade at all times. If you try to pick up 2, it drops 1. But I literally just demonstrated why you need one of these in your inventory. It's so good this season. I had no idea it would negate fall damage. That's so crazy. So I think chances are they're eventually going to nerf it because this is kind of how the shockwave hammer was when it first came out. It was so strong and it refreshed so fast. And then they eventually lowered the refresh time so it took longer. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, but it's just extremely beneficial to have one of these in your inventory at all times. Like I said, be sure to go up. When you're looking up, you'll get as high as you can, and you can even glide down if you want, if you have aerialist, of course. I've seen a lot of people misuse it by going just in a straight line. I mean, yeah, it works, but it's not as efficient as looking up. Did I mention that it can also one-shot pretty much every wall? Look at that. It does take a charge if you do that, but it can just destroy right through them. It's crazy. I don't know how this is going to work in builds. Someone will have to let me know if it's just as good, but it's pretty impressive. Now, the slash doesn't really do that much damage to builds. It's just the dash that does. Oh, 2 guys are fighting. So it's a 1v1 right now. This guy just died in the bush. We knows that you're in there. Oh yeah, this is easy. Now watch this. Push right over. And he's dead. Because he didn't have a katana. What was he thinking? See how easy that was? That was my first solo match. First solo match, easy win. Because I had a katana. It was a 1v1v1. I saw him fighting. I pushed over there with the katana. Neither of them had a katana. I easily won. 55% accuracy. Now, I did only have 2 kills, but that's all I saw. I was doing most of the match reviewing the katana. The 2 people we saw are the 2 people we killed. So that is why you must have this weapon in your inventory at all times. It's that good. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator code, which is tabortime.